Okay, now this is the page where we can start to lay out our panel page. This is very similar to what we used with the Display Suite module when we went to the Configure Display options for the fields for a node type. We were able to set which Display Suite regions we wanted particular fields to display in. And we can do the same thing here. In our layout here, we only have one region. Ultimately, we're going to want two regions, one for the center content area where our review displays, and one for the side area where our product information displays. Again, this is something that we did with the layouts in Display Suite. So because we chose the Builder option for our layout, we can actually modify the number of columns in this layout by using the Layout Designer. So I'm going to click Show Layout Designer. And when we do that, you can see the different areas that go into a panel's layout. So first we have a region, and there can be multiple regions within a row. So we can have a left region and a right region, for example. A row is something that's horizontal from side to side all the way across the page, or at least the content area. A column is like a region, but it can contain a row. So it's basically like a horizontal separator, just like a region is. But it's just one more layer that we can use in order to lay out the different areas or regions on the page. And then we have our canvas. So you can click on each one of these to add the item it contains. So for example, we can click on row, and that will allow us to add a region to the left or add a region to the right. We can click on column in order to add a row to the top or the bottom, and canvas in order to add a column to the left or the right. So these are really just boxes that we have to work with. Right now we only have one region, which is super simple. So it seems like all these layers of canvas, column, and row are a little bit redundant. But the structure will allow us to create a variety of different layouts for a multitude of different contexts. For example, we can have a header, and then two columns with multiple regions in each one, and then a footer row as well. So what we need here is simply to add one more region. So let's click on row, which contains the regions, and we'll add a region to the right. We'll call this region right, and we'll set the width to fixed. This is because our right column is a fixed width. It's going to have an image that has a certain size that isn't flexible, but the left column will be flexible. So we'll make sure that that's flexible. For CSS class, we're going to leave this empty and leave it up to our themer to add any CSS classes that they need. I'll click Save. So in order to modify the size of this right region, we need to take this dragger and drag it till we have the right width. Now our right column that we've been working with is about 200 pixels wide, so let's set it to 200 for now. We can always modify this later. Now this right region got bumped down below the center region, but that's just because it didn't have enough room right here. If we save this variant, let's go ahead and do that by clicking Create Variant. You see that we now have center and right positioned properly. We also have several new options here on the left because we've finally saved our variant. We went through those multiple stages of setup, but it wasn't until the end there that we actually saved our changes. Now in the future, if you're in the middle of setting up a variant and you don't quite get to the end and you need to do something else on the site, you can scroll down to the bottom and click this Save button, and that will save the variant midway, and you can make any adjustments that you need to later. All of those settings that we filled out are available to us through this sidebar here. It's just that that wizard provides us with the necessary information to create the bare bones of our variant.